Sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Indeed. I'm here because your father says he's innocent. That he didn't do what they're saying.
They proved it in court.
Courts have been known to make mistakes. Do you think they made a mistake, Amanda?
I don't think he did it.
I don't either. How'd you like to help me rescue your father?
But the book he published might as well have been written by the Graysons. All the same lies. What's worse, he made me believe them.
My darling, please take some advice from a man who knows a thing or two about selfishness and deceit. You don't have to go down this road. You don't have to be like the rest of your family.
Leo Treadwell?
A fan, I assume?
Your biggest.
For a man with a penchant for writing letters, you would think that Roger would have left a suicide note.
There can be no higher law in journalism than to tell the truth and to shame the devil.
Shame the devil. You wrote that note.
I'm a writer.
You are despicable.
Gee, thanks. High praise coming from you. The years have been kind. Carol, where have you been?
Away.
Well, that's one of my favorite places.
You're up early. For a writer.
Who can sleep when there are so many irksome questions? Take the intime nature of your friendship with Amanda Clarke, for example. You are on antipodal ends of the social strata, after all.
I don't choose my friends based on their net worth. As much as we both enjoy the sound of your voice, Mason, why don't you just get to the point? Perhaps you should try your hand at fiction.
Either talk to me now or you can read all about it when I hit #1 on the Times bestseller list. Again. America will devour this salacious tale of the felonious Sapphic blondes and their vendetta against one of the wealthiest families on the planet.
To say nothing of the epic libel suit that will follow.
Not if I write the truth.
Then do. And we won't have a problem.
Miss Emily Thorne, a sociopathic socialite.
It's a relief to finally tell someone.
Oh, confession, they say, is good for the soul and for book sales. No, so I was right. You really are the brains in this Machiavellian scheme.
You were this close, Mason. But you missed the one thing that's been right under your nose the whole time. She's not Amanda Clarke.
You are.
After my father was arrested, you were the only person I could trust. You had the power to change my future. And my father's.
And words can't express my regrets.
No words, Mason. Are exactly the weapon that you chose. Everything that I have become and everything that I've given up is because of what they did to my father and what you failed to do for him.
If I could redress the balance. If it isn't Benedict Clarke. I assume you're here to gloat? I guess you've got a deal, Miss Clarke. What, no cake?
You've been keeping something from me, Mason. Give me the letters, Mason.
Sadly, I cannot. Those letters are reduced to smoke, my dear, along with everything else I owned when you burned down my house last summer.
Victoria, she has another son.
I imagine you'll exploit this fresh little morsel with your usual flair.
You can't even begin to imagine.
It's been far too long.
What a surprise, albeit an honor, to receive a visit from the Queen herself. And you still lie elegantly, Victoria. My skin is sallow and my wit squandered. Though I take solace knowing that I walk in the shackled footsteps of the greats Cervantes, Wilde, Voltaire, all imprisoned as I. Now, to what do I owe this pleasure?
And as I take a step back, I can't help but notice her ties to one thing in particular.
I can't imagine what.
Now, you're the premier expert on the subject. Did Emily's name ever come up in your research?
I will say this. I was very interested in Emily at one point.
What was the genesis of your suspicion?
If you think I'm going to spill my secrets for nothing, your hubris is as offensive as my former cellmate's grooming habits.
What would our visit be without a hint of the mercenary? What do you want?
A brunch of lobster Benedict and a Gibson at Bellamonica's. As a free man. Oh, I'd love a table by the window, if you can swing it. Bad time? You were almost killed after a marriage. I can only imagine we're supposed to have a very different honeymoon. TikTok goes to Clarke. Nolan Ross.
And you said you didn't need sundries. Skin just looks so alive.
Consider me reborn. Dead though it may be.
You know, I never thought I would say this, but it's good to see you, Mason.
I had to fly in disguise and in economy to get here. Sit with the common man, catch the common cold. Yes, I heard. Your house went up in flames. Tragic. Gee, I wonder how that feels. News is that your biggest problem died in that fire, though I always thought Victoria would first burn in hell, not in the Hamptons. It's time to focus on me and clearing me of killing Gordon Murphy before I, too, become a white-haired man. Still a great plan. Don't give up on yourself. Who knew that a side effect of happiness is naivete? Has Amanda Clarke forgotten Emily Thorne already dangled that rancid carrot? Started writing another tome? I'm calling it One Big Lie. The Amanda Clarke story.
Oh, you missed your flight.
Everything but you, which I suppose is just now starting to become apparent standing there, alone on the tarmac, realizing that while you hid behind your mission of revenge, everyone else around you evolved. Did you really think they'd wait forever? Sacrificing everything and getting nothing in return? Did you honestly believe that you'd get your happily ever after so many lies to so many different people, until all you had left were enemies? Like the little pyromaniac that you are, you started a fire and convinced yourself that you could contain it. But I know your dirty little secret. You can't exist without revenge. The endless cycle of hate is your addiction. And like all tales of compulsion, this will end the same way. First, you will crash, and then you will burn. The wheels of justice move swiftly. I just received a news alert that my name has been cleared. Well done, Amanda. Ooh, tough break, as I have no intention of seeing you again. Ever. Consider it payback for all the hell you put me through. How does it feel to have the Louboutin on the other foot? Speaking of our dearly departed, that's right. I reached out to the one person who'd been screwed harder than me. See you never, Amanda.